I'm a first-generation Chinese Canadian, and I grew up eating lots of shark fin. The first time I had shark fin, I was about probably 5 or 6 years old, and I remember it coming served in this really embellished golden bowl, and my mom was telling me, "Claudia, this is a very special dish, you must eat it all." And so there was always an idea around it being something that I should aspire towards having at the dinner table, and I saw it at many wedding banquets. One day, my friend wrote a paper on this movie called Shark Water, and she said to me, "Hey Claude, do you drink shark fin soup?" And I was like, "Yeah, so what?" And all she said was, "You have to watch this movie." And I watched the movie by myself probably a month later, and that night I couldn't sleep because, one, I was really ignorant. Two, I just couldn't believe how little I knew, especially since I had shark fin only a couple weeks before at a family banquet. And growing up, one of the values that my grandmother always taught me was that, Chinese people hate to waste. And we use every single part of the animal, and we respect, this idea of harmony, nature, family, and all those values. After I watched that movie, it really stood out in front of me and challenged me to do something about it. It was my birthday, like a couple weeks after I watched that movie, and I was like, okay, I'll just fundraise for my birthday and do something with the money. We got $700, and then I got together with a friend. I said, I don't really know how to bring this message across into the world, and he suggested for us to have this wedding contest. That's kind of how Shark started, was this idea of encouraging couples and giving them opportunities to engage in the issue. And so our Happy Hearts Love Sharks wedding contest rewards wedding couples with a trip to swim with sharks if they pledge to go fin-free. And in the past 2 years, we've gone 65 wedding couples and diverted 10,000 bowls of soup from being consumed, which saves approximately 1,000 sharks. I think it was at dinner, and I'm like, "Mom, Dad, I want to work on the shark fin issue." They said to me in Cantonese, like, "Chi Sina, like, you crazy. Nobody's gonna listen to you. It is such an ingrained tradition, blah, blah, blah." And then when I got my first interview request at CBC Radio, then my mom's like, holy crap, she's serious. Now my mom's like my biggest champion, right? Like, she's going out selling hairy t-shirts and, convincing all her friends to not eat shark fin. My parents were immigrants into Canada, so they worked a lot. And my grandmother took care of me most of my life growing up. She had core fundamental values around respecting people and the things that affect your life day to day. So having those stories and that heritage really helps me in connecting with others, because it's not just us going into the community and pointing fingers and saying, you're doing this, this, and this wrong, and you need to change. It's saying, we understand where you're coming from, and we recognize some of the great things that you do already. And this is ways that we can bond together and take more leadership as a community and, save face for our own people, right? Because that's one thing they're always concerned about. It's like, oh, I'll lose face if I don't serve shark fin, blah, blah. But I said, yeah, when all the sharks are gone, then we're really going to lose face, because we'll be responsible for decimating a population, right? And so it's one thing for them to not know, but if they know, they have to take responsibility, right? There's this really great proverb in Chinese that says, with the right comes responsibility. And that's what we remind consumers, that, yeah, so what if it's served in the store? You have a right and responsibility to say that, no, that's not for me.